Sonic C3. Sonic C3. Yeah, FA3 is more edgy and and popular version with the dark backstory. Yes, it's not a thing, Amadeus. It's not a thing. I should really fix that. I really should. Anyway, who, who, right? Shall we get the show on the road? Right, we're gonna start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see what we expected here. Knuckles, Tails! Oh my god! Wait, they're in the Big
I
Ben.
know it hasn't always been easy.
Oh, so this is all happening in London?
You didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Yes.
For your heart.
Yeah. Sega!
There's been a high-level security breach.
Shut up! Oh wow, okay.
We need Team Sonic's immediate assistance.
Wow, okay, they're actually using the rings for things?
Is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like your Sonic.
Maria!
Found family and friends. Shadow found only pain and loss.
What is this?
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Rogue alien? Is this a Doom thing?
Fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
Sonic Heroes! I think that's in Japan.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Standing right here.
Okay, that was
You're a
favorite.
colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no.
Ah! What?
My turn. Can we just talk about
Wait, he has issues!
He's too powerful.
He's got this thing! Oh, he's actually doing the Sonic Sling! Yes!
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you know who.
The giant enemy crab.
Bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Oh wow, okay, he's actually become fat.
We have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik, even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition. What? Do this! If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it! I need room.
But, sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found something.
Okay.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
He's got the cycle!
What did you do?
What I had to.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Welcome home, my boy.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it? Are you? In the saggy flesh.
What? What? Stop. So what do you think? That's all I wanted. Fat robotic. What? Okay. I'm sorry.
Family.
What? What? I can't wait for when Jim Carrey General Robotnik gives humanity a death sentence while about to be executed. Wait, no, what I'm confused by is that how is there a timeline to this? How does this work? Does that mean General Robotnik is still alive? He's not dead in any capacity? Are we... Hang on. Okay.
Try to keep up.
This was all in London.
I know it hasn't always been easy.
So I'm assuming this is where most of the thing will take place. Oh wait, no, this is the race, isn't it? Seemingly still
You didn't
alive, yeah.
change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Yeah.
For your heart.
Good funny line. I do appreciate... I feel like that's a reference to Sonic Rush somehow. But, you know, I just think everything is a reference, let's be fair.
There's been a high-level security breach.
That's cool. That's cool.
We need Team Sonic.
I hope they... So, it looks like GUN is using Ring stuff. They have access to it now. And it says Team Sonic, so obviously that's definitely Sonic Hero.
Assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
This is a cool scene. Why do they have guns though? GUN or thing? This is a cool setup, honestly.
Shadow's story began a lot like your.
Hang on, go back for a second.
Beyond anything we've ever encountered.
It looks like this robotic thing over there, but that's just me. Will they have guns though? No, will they? Yes.
Shadow's story.
I have to,
began
right?
A lot like your Sonic.
This must have been. So that's Maria. And this must be when she lets them go. But we're not going to see them die. We're not going to see her. She needs to die. I'm sorry. We can't wait to see Maria die twice this year. Shadow. Imagine, you know, Sekiro, Shadows die twice. It's Shadow. Maria dies twice, 2024. She needs to die. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but this is that's what I'm saying. We're all in agreement. Maria needs to die. He needs the trauma. Sonic fans are most excited about the possibility of chestnuts. Child matter. I'm sorry, but it's what Shadow needs.
But where you found family and friends,
I appreciate that they do the race.
found only pain and loss.
This is cool. This is really cool. What are they both looking at? Also, this is Gerald Robotnik and this is Shadow.
Alright, we got a rogue alien on the loose.
Who is the rogue alien? That's the thing. Shadow's not alien, is he?
How do we find it?
Start with the giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
Oh, these guys are the ones who were in the plane earlier. They are all alien in the movieverse. GUN will claim he's an alien. Ah, I see.
He is much more impressive than the
This is such a cool scene.
hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no!
The fact that he one-shots Knuckles.
My turn. Can we just talk about this?
I'm wondering if there's like a Sonic Battle reference here. Like they've used Sonic Battle as a point here.
He's too powerful.
This is a cool scene, honestly. It's so cool. This didn't have to go this hard, but it is actually
He's too powerful.
Hang on. I am going back. So, this is right after the breakout. This is the kick that he does in Shadow the Hedgehog. That's standard. What's this, though? Because this looks like it's Chaos Blast.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Oh! I just noticed this, by the way. I think this might just be me. But the claps that he's doing is dun 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 dun.
Doctor.
It's the starting theme of Sonic 1 where when you first fight him was dun 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 dun.
We have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik. Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
Let's do this!
It might be two of the rings colliding. Maybe. Maybe.
If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it!
I need room.
But, sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found some.
When we're done,
Are we gonna see Space Colony Arc?
there won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code!
Yeah, let's go back for a second. Where the hell are they right now? The Chows! What? This Chows! They've got Chows here? That's amazing! Where did the Chows even come from? Where did they even get the idea? I'm guessing it's just Japan. But damn! Film in Japan, Sonic X Shadow. Tokyo Mission, by the way. Is that what it's called in Japan? Can you get me a link for that? Legit. So there's like 3 chows here. There's the main chow. Don't know what the green one is. Don't know what the purple one is. But these are like Pokemon here. I think that's Omo Chow. There's some of the different ones. I don't know the names of all of them, unfortunately, but damn. And there's a giant. So this is Giant Chow Garden. Like, this is an actual theme park?
What did you do?
Oh! He looks so cool in the scene.
What I had to.
Of course we're going to see the Akira slide. This was in the same scene. Can you Akira slide? Obviously, the Akira slide.
Welcome home, my boy.
So it's just him. It's just Robotnik playing himself. Sorry, it's just Jim Carrey playing himself. Tokyo Mission. So there's going to be a part 2 to this. This is going to be a part 2 to this. There has to be. Was Sonic... Did Sonic... Well, no. In Japan, Sonic 2 was called Sonic versus Knuckles, right? And the first one was just called Sonic the Hedgehog. Has name there for Japan. What? Okay. I think there might be a part 2 to this. Because they still have to explain... What? What do you mean? Faz, what? What? How? Well, it's just because it's called Tokyo Mission. That's basically it. It's because it's called Tokyo Mission. But then again, I did remember that Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic versus Knuckles was the main one in Japan. So the logic is just by the fact that it's called Tokyo Mission. It doesn't seem to make any sense to call it Tokyo Mission without it feeling like there's going to be a third location to it. Because the game, like... So recently they were doing a lot of promotional stuff. They did it in Tokyo, London, and Germany, which is what I think they're the main 3 locations in this movie. So they did it in London, Frankfurt, I believe, and then Japan, which this is where the main mission is happening. They could have just called it Sonic vs. Shadow. They could have called it Sonic Adventure 2, or they could have called it Shadow's Revenge. They could have called it something Shadow specific, but they didn't. They called it Tokyo Mission. So to me, the logic ends up, well, it feels like there's going to be another part to this story. I think Shadow's going to win this story. And there's going to be more of a reason why everyone kind of comes together outside of just Robotnik. Because I think at the end of this movie, Robotnik will go for the Space Colony arc thing. I don't know if they're going to cover Space Colony arc on this side of the movie. So it's a bit of a weird one. Would be interesting if it's in 2 parts, but I don't know. It feels like it because there's 2 sides to this story that I can imagine happening. One is this is their way of introducing Hyper Metal Sonic as a means of Shadow having to defeat Sonic because he's finally got that second thing. But then the other side of the story is making Gel Robotnik the main villain because you've got Robotnik General and you have Gerald Robotnik. So you have Dr. Eggman and Gel Robotnik. And according to this, he's alive.
It's impossible.
Is it?
Couldn't be.
Couldn't it? Are you? In the saggy flesh.
Also, bit of a small thing. I thought it was, but it might not be. This might be a reference to the original Sega logo because the Sega logo had this sort of like angular design, but this looks a little too curved. Also, why is he in that cell? Trying to have a look at the background a little bit. If there was a 4K trailer, this might have been a bit easier.
Impossible.
Is it?
home, my boy.
Because when you say welcome home, it should be Space Colony Arc. But we do see Space Colony Arc in parts of the trailer. This is the only time where I think, oh wow, that was a good timing. This is the only time we see Space Colony Arc. I just don't know if we'll ever go to Space Colony Arc in this version of the movie. I think the most of the movie will be I thought this would be third arc, but it's not. Would it be interesting if it was in two parts? I feel like it's in two parts. I feel like this movie is in two parts. But I've got no justification right now. My brain's kind of frying a little bit here because there's two sides to this section, right? One, we haven't seen the supersonic to it, so we don't know if there's going to be a supersonic battle here. I don't reckon so. Because the first part of the battle is in Tokyo. This is where we sorry. I think film 4 would be Silver and Metal Sonic. That would be a terrible decision. Don't give Silver a movie. You don't need to do it. He's not needed. So this is the island. This is Prison Island.
There's been a high-level security breach.
This is gonna happen like the first hour of the movie, maybe half an hour of the
We
movie.
need Team Sonic's immediate assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like yours, Sonic. But where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
I don't think Silver should ever turn up in a movie because I don't think they can handle that story. He's not got a viable story where it makes sense.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
So this is the problem I'm having right now is that Shadow's fight starts in Tokyo.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
Now Silver could be done to make sense. It doesn't make sense. I just think it's too early. No, I just think Silver doesn't make sense. Also, Faz. Yeah, Blaze could carry one film. I think Blaze characteristically could carry a film better than Silver can. More accurately, I think Silver just needs a stronger take for why he's necessary to the main plot. Here, it makes sense because it's a character that is an original version of Sonic. So all of like his revenge plot makes a whole lot more sense to me. I'm sorry, B, but I'm right, okay? No, it's my takes are amazing.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no. I want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic. Fight.
Okay, I'm looking at the background a little bit. Yeah, this is definitely Japan. This was cool, but he's using chaos control here. God, I thought I was the only one who thought he chat block bollocks. Yeah, sure, Ibs. I like how Keanu's voice actor is just his regular voice. Yeah, same. I can smell them from across the screen, man. Nah.
My turn.
Starbucks. He's using chaos control without a chaos emerald.
Can we just talk about this?
So he single-handedly defeats Gollum. I hope they add Silver just to piss you off. That's your first. That was your first mistake. You think that will piss me off? I don't agree with it, but you know that's just me, innit? Faz bad takes are too much, and he hasn't even started the FF17 list yet.
He's too powerful.
Maybe this is the point where they go towards Space Colony Arc. Where is it? Hang on. So I think this might be where they go towards Space Colony Arc, unless that is Space Colony Arc. I'm trying to figure out what this is, but this looks so cool.
Believe I'm saying this?
Hot take. I don't think Arc will be in this. I don't think it's that hot of a take. I'm just trying to figure out if it is. I think that's why I'm thinking that it might be a two-parter. Shadow wins the first one single-handedly, takes out the entire crew, and it takes more of a planned effort to get to the point where they can get to Space Colony Arc, because you have to get the Chaos Emerald, Super Shadow, and Super Shadow, Super Sonic. Oh, Jeff Keighley gets a cameo just to piss you off. God damn it, that would definitely piss me off. Yeah, you're right about that, Nibs. Budget and time-wise, how do you fit it in? Yeah, exactly. But we've only seen what feels like 2 arcs of the movie. They've actually shown very little of this movie, because most of this is set in Tokyo. But again, we're going with the idea of, in the Sonic 3 movie Japanese movie poster, they've written Tokyo Mission, meaning most of the stuff would be happening in Japan. So at least if I don't know how they normally do it, but that's my understanding of it. Most of this would be most of the important thing. That doesn't mean anything. My God. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Jeez. My point is, if it's called Tokyo Mission, I'd assume that it's mostly taking place in Japan, or at least the big thing is happening in Japan. I mean, it's right there. It's called Tokyo Mission. True though.
But we need
Not as strong as something.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Doctor! We have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik. Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
Sad, Robotnik. Even for
That man doesn't like Sonic. Which he doesn't like Sonic.
you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
He just wanted to get a hedgehog spine high.
Do this! If I can't rule the world, I might.
Read what I said. Jeff Keighley would piss off to make. Jeff Keighley would be pissed off to make a cameo, though. That man does not like Sonic. Oh, right. Sorry, my apologies. I think he would, but you're right, I guess.
Save it!
I need room.
But, sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found some.
I'm glad that they brought back Agent Stone. I just realized that that was a bit of a random one. I'm wondering what this is. Is it still Japan?
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Cheat code!
Let me go back for a second. That looks like Space Colony Arc? Does that look like Space Colony Arc to you? Because it's got the things on the far right and left. But I can't tell if that's space. Literally not at all. Okay. Do you not see... do you not see the way that his whole mood drops when he has to premiere anything Sonic related? That might be the arc. Does have the mustaches though. Literally not all. Yeah, that might not be the case. You're right. You might be right on that one.
What did you do?
What I had to.
But it ain't big enough. I don't know. Maybe it's just a ship that goes back to Space Colony Arc. Like, that is the ship that has the coordinates to go back. Because we don't know how they get from Earth to space. And that's implied that they are going to space. Or this scene here isn't space. It's just this bit here. This section here just reminds me of lighting. But we don't know where that lighting's coming from. Faz, Arc isn't in the movie. See, I'm agreeing with you here. I'm trying to make... I can't see what that little thing was, okay? But I agree, it's not big enough. I just don't know. Does it look like the Arc? Am I the only one who feels crazy on that one? Maybe I'm crazy. He said...
Possible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
I am.
Are you? In the saggy flesh.
He said film, actually. Oh, okay, so he's saying the old thing. me quickly check one part. No, 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 no. This is the thing we're assuming is what I'm thinking is the arc, but it might just not be, and you're right. We thought it wasn't big enough. I don't think it's personally big enough. But what if this is just their version of it? That's the wild assumption I'm making here. And yes, I'm taking a wild assumption on the poster too.
He's too powerful.
Oh, wait, hang on. Is this the same scene as we saw just now? I don't think that would be. You're right. Is this the same scene that we saw at the end with Gerald Robotnik? Because it looks like the same spot where the light was coming in from. Wait, it just depends if we can see the other bit.
Welcome home, my boy.
Lighting is there. I just can't see the canister that thing was coming in. Shadow design is so good. It is. So the lighting is there. I think that bit is correct, but I just can't see the canister. This bit maybe? This is definitely a reference to the thing poster, the Shadow the Hedgehog one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is he? 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 I think you are cooking cereal, to be honest. Where is it? Where is it? We're gonna have Rain Shadow. This is like the darkest timeline. Oh. Is this where the shadow raining comes from?
He's too powerful. You know who.
Oh, wait, no, there we go. That's what I was looking for. This is the scene I was looking for. It looks like the same section. I just can't find this glass. This glass wasn't in the same scene, so maybe it's not. Maybe this is just further away from the other side of the room. But yeah, it just feels like the lighting direction is the same spot, but just this bit is not. So this could be scene related. The light on the on shadow scene wasn't in the ceiling. Maybe you are cooking. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for this scene versus this scene here, that towards the end, because that was definitely on the ceiling. That's definitely on the ceiling. But I can't find this glass scene here. So maybe they go back to Prison Island, and that's where this comes from. That's my assumption. So my take on this is scene one is literally establishing Shadow's exit. Things happen between a race between Sonic heroes. They get brought in. They lose the first fight in Tokyo. Maybe that's what just all it's referencing to. It's just that the first they as a team first time get to go to Tokyo, and that's the mission itself. And then the rest of the story is basically driving towards Space Colony arc being established, General Robotnik being established, and turns out General Robotnik is the bad guy. Robotnik, Shadow, and General Robotnik all team up to effectively take over the world. Then maybe a second movie happens. I just don't know if they do it in the same movie. The other establishment is the last half of the movie is establishing where the Chaos Emeralds are, because Shadow would try to get the Chaos Emeralds. The question is more like, will Shadow be defeated in this movie? Is my point of contention. It doesn't feel like they've painted this movie to be like Shadow wins. Sorry, Shadow loses. I think Shadow straight up wins this entire movie. Like, no matter what they come up with, if anything, they got the Chaos Emeralds and actually just made the whole plan worse. So the second movie is reestablishing finding all the Chaos Emeralds, because they did establish in the first one, in Sonic 2, that all of the Chaos Emeralds spread out. They got spread out across the Earth. So that's the adventure that they will be having. Just I can't imagine them going to Sonic. I can't imagine them going to space and it all being resolved in one neat thing. They could probably, but they are eliminating storylines from Amy and Rouge. Not gonna lie, if this was a two-part, it could go hard. It could go hard if they want to establish more characters, if they want to bring in characters like Rouge and Amy. I don't think it would be a good idea if they did bring them in, but at the same time, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know how that take would be as more characters get reintroduced. I like how we're not even talking about the bird character, especially with how much context Shadow's story goes. Exactly. It's more like it's not the content itself in my opinion, that I think would be the main take here. It's how much of the content would be fleshed out, if that makes more sense. Are we gonna talk about Black Doom? Are we gonna talk about the specific nuances between GUN and Shadow? Do we go through the nuance of Shadow understanding humanity, then coming back, you know? And then the last one is, if Gerald Robotnik is definitely alive, which it sounds like he is, then how does Shadow as a character contend with that, you know? Wouldn't have my hopes with Black Doom, neither do I. Because if Gerald Robotnik ends up becoming the bad guy, right? Then how does that story affect Maria? Because it's Maria's motivation, and the whole point of Gerald being there is that he's a good guy, and Shadow is like the failsafe to all of Black Doom and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of things they can do to make the whole thing interesting if they do have it as a two-parter, because at the end of the two-parter, basically Shadow has to die. They have to make room for a character that would set up for something like Metal Sonic, or a character set up for something if they wanted to do the Black Doom storyline, they want to do the time traveling storyline, which I actually think it's probably a bad idea if they do the time traveling storylines. Even though the entire game like hinges on this idea of speed and going back and forward in time. It's that's where my head's at. That personally, I think it feels like a two-parter just by what content might be covered. They could set up Big the Cat. They could set up the Big the Cat. They probably will set up Big the Cat, if anything. They'll probably make it a post-credit scene. That's how big of a deal I think it is. Like, if they do it as the next villain for future movies. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Understandably, you know? But yeah. My take on this is Shadow looks great. Most of the scenes that we've seen so far feels like it's from the first fight they have together, or the first time Sonic, Knuckles, and Shadow comes together. It's just what the second half of the movie will establish. They could technically finish this all in one movie. It just depends on how much other characters they want to establish and how much they want to establish Shadow's relationship with humanity. That is what I think about Shadow's character, is that it's tied to this idea of Shadow coming back round, and he hated humans for a long time. How does he build a relationship where he's able to not hate it? I guess it's him being, what was he called? What's Donut Loves? Is Shadow dying at the end? Shadow, I feel like, has to, more likely go missing in action, MIA. I think that would be a better take on him. And they could very easily do a Shadow series with him. Like a RoboCop just goes around the world to dish out justice, whatever. But in my take, what I want to, my headcanon to this is Shadow is I think that's just it. Like, Shadow, who's that guy? I really need to figure out what that guy's called. Sonic 1 Human. No, what's that guy called from the movie? Hang on. Let me find out. What's the main human called again? Tom Wachowski. That's his name. Tom Wachowski. Yeah, Tom. Tom will end up taking the Chris or the Amy Rose role. I think that's the only way I feel that Shadow has the bring hope to humanity role back to him. Like, that's that seems to be the main thing, the nature versus nurture story that the game has. What if Tommy Boy dies? I highly doubt it. They can kill every other character except for Tommy Boy. But yeah, it seems more like they finally have a usage for the Wachowskis as characters. So Shadow. So if they were gonna do this all in one movie, it would be two things they would have to establish, in my opinion. Shadow's relationship with humans, which seems more like it's gonna be tied with the Wachowskis. That is the story that I would push. You know, a character that Sonic has a huge amount of understanding for, and Shadow doesn't quite understand how this whole thing works. I think that's also the reason why he says, "What have you done?" He's kidnapped the Wachowskis, and they're up on Space Colony Arc. The second part of the story is the Chaos Emeralds. That's our. I think that's our main B plot, which is how does it could be a way that Sonic goes up to the Space Colony Arc, Knuckles and Tails goes off and gets the Chaos Emerald, their respective Chaos Emeralds. So Knuckles goes to get the Master Emerald. Tails gets the Chaos Emeralds in general. They go up to Space Colony Arc. It's implied that Sonic dies. We get to see that scene again with there's more to you than looking like me. And then at the end, we get to see Biolizard or Biohazard, and we get to see that fight happen with Sonic and Shadow. I think that seems to be the take. That seems to be the through line. And at the end, it's Shadow dying. Or at least Shadow goes MIA. He's implied dead, therefore nobody goes looking for him, therefore he gets to have his own adventure. And that's it. And then if they want to do the Doomsday storyline, the Black Doom storyline, then there you go. And while Shadow is dead, Sonic is whatever. That's if they're going to try and do it in one movie. I think that seems like the best take so far. That if they try to establish this all in one movie, this is what I would try to do. Yeah, how does that sound to you guys? Or am I just talking crazy talk again? Because I think that makes sense. That fills all the gaps that I think I'm having. It's just we don't get any new established characters except for Gerald. Knuckles will look for the Great Emerald's power, which allows him to feel. Yes, exactly. It allows him to feel. He makes him feel stronger, and it takes like a whole team effort. And then maybe Shadow goes full. Maybe what we see is like that is Chaos Control with a Chaos Emerald. It's great visually at the very least. I love the character designs. It's all moving very, very nicely and very swell. I wonder if we're going to see the inhibitors rings come off. That's going to be a fun one. There's lots of little stories, but yeah, I feel like this is probably the one movie where the human characters will make the most sense. Where it how can I put this? It's basically Godzilla. I've got it. It's basically Godzilla. The final big bad will be. Go on now, Amadeus. Let's see what you got. Mephiles. Ooh. Honestly, could it? You know, that could be a better way of doing establishing a part 2 instead of doing no, Faz, it couldn't. Yeah, you're right. Could it? No, it couldn't. You're right. Otherwise then we have to do Silver, and then I don't want to see Silver so soon. I feel like they need to reestablish that, recontextualize the story where it makes sense for Silver to be there. Because otherwise he's gonna be third wheeling. People will want to see Sonic, people want to see Shadow. Silver is the least established of the three. Needs a stronger, like he needs to be really recontextualized. And if anything, he becomes Shadow 2.0. And we kind of don't want that. We want an optimistic Silver, but we need to have, he's going to take center stage if he does end up becoming his own movie. And I would personally think that it is better if we are going to do it, do the storyline, but give Silver more of a reason to be the main cast. Will he be dealing with the Wachowskis just like everyone else? Because the Wachowskis are definitely taking the Amy role right now. There isn't going to be a Rouge role. What I'm thinking, maybe a part 2 could be covering Shadow the Hedgehog. Like the idea of Shadow was legitimately going to kill everybody. He got sent down to Earth to save everybody. And because of that, we get the re-establishment of Shadow the Hedgehog, where Black Doom and General Robotnik are both trying to send him messages to say, do good, do bad. And that would be a way of doing a Shadow the Hedgehog movie that makes him have center stage without Sonic being as involved, because this is a unique set of skills that he has, and he gets to be center stage, and we get to see John Wick Hedgehog style. That's basically it. We get to see a John Wick Hedgehog movie without any of just no Continental, just straight up Shadow brutalizing everybody, and that's it. Like that would make the most sense. I think that would make some sense if they're gonna go down that story. But yeah, I think I've established the movie quite a bit there. I think we've established where Shadow could go here. But yeah, how does that sound? I think that works. I think that works, honestly. So, anything else we want to try and look into? But yeah, I feel like that works. That story-wise works really well. Just these straight up.
My turn.
Superimposed Shadow. And he has air shoes. No wings needed.
He's too powerful.
This is just really well animated. I love it. I love how intense he is. Where does Shadow go for FF7? Definitely S tier. I love the movement of this style of animation. Like I know it's me to be like nerding out about, but just like how this show is, they cooked with this design and animation. They did, and they weren't afraid to make more references. This is literally Shadow the Hedgehog. That's Tom, right? That is Tom. I think this is literally his involvement with Shadow, is that he's gonna be the Amy Rose character in this. In Sonic X, Chris took the Amy Rose character, and I've always said that Chris being the character that convinces Shadow to give people to try give humanity a chance made more sense, because it was a human explaining to him, not an anthropomorphi. In this case, I think it makes more sense for it to be someone like Tom. I love this transition, but I have no idea where this transition comes in from. Because I wonder if this is... Yeah, but Chris sucks, boo. Yeah, I understand Chris sucks. Like, in a lot of the... Look, it's the Eye of Sauron. A lot of the Chris storyline with Shadow, out of everything else, Chris wasn't the most interesting character, honestly speaking. He didn't get interesting until he became useful in the second part of the series, but that was just to imply that he was as smart as Tails, which even then, that's a hot take, friend. He just wanted to be a part of the adventure. But this one is everybody hated Chris Thorndike. Yeah, that's true. So I'm wondering what this is. What is this? Do we recognize what's happening on the bottom and right and left? Is this where one of the Chaos Emeralds are? Is this money? I can't tell if this is money. Can just do that. Yeah. I mean, he's just punches a black hole.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you know who.
Because this feels like... So the way I'm looking at this is... They lose the first fight. That's when Robotnik comes in.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped?
So they've had two fights up until now. I think this was filmed in London. This was right in front of the bank, right in front of Canary Wharf.
Doctor, we have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik. Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
I thought it was gonna. I'm too used to Wolverine Deadpool where he goes, "Let's effing go!"
If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it.
I need room. But, sir, I don't have the proper materials. Found some.
Something in the Knuckles show happens that reminds me of the portals, but I can't remember how it looked in that. That's Tokyo Tower, right? What happened there? What happened here? I hope Shadow kills Wade. Wow.
Done. There won't be anything left.
How he managed to get a bike to go as fast as Sonic was a bit of a surprise.
No cheat code.
See, this bit confuses me. Because I can't tell if that's space or not. But that's definitely a mustache thing.
What did you do?
This sounds like when Shadow... Is this where the Wachowskis end up becoming? Is this when he finds out about the Wachowskis?
What did you do?
This doesn't happen in the same scene. This is a different scene.
What I had to.
He did the Akira slide on the side of a building. That's kind of funny. That's actually really cool. I'm looking at the bike. It looks like a Ducati. That's it. I think we've seen it enough times.
Welcome home, my boy.
I'm just trying to figure out where the hell this takes place.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
Are you? In the saggy flesh.
There's an old man version of himself. Okay. So yeah, I think I've had enough time looking at a video for longer than I was supposed to. So I apologize for that one. We spent about an hour looking at a 3-minute video. I'm so sorry. Wade is gonna go Super Wade with the power of 7 Chaos Bowling Balls and rip Shadow apart. He has plot armor on his side. I hope Shadow kills Wade. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I feel like that's what everybody feels like. Everybody needs to kill Wade. Every Wade dies. Every Wade must die. Right. So I hope you enjoyed that little chestnut of a situation. I still need to watch the Knuckles series. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Where does Wade place on the FF7 Rebirth tier list? Oh God, we have to start that, don't we? Don't watch it. All right, I won't watch it. Only because you told me to.